We got Bryce Mitchell back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Bobby Moffett at UFC Nashville on March 23rd. Bryce, how are you today, man?
Good, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time, and thank you for having me again.
We're talking about a fight with Bobby Moffett, and it looked like you were supposed to fight Dan Ige. I know his manager, well, not his manager, actually. Dan works for Ali, even though he's managed by Brian Butler. It's kind of a weird situation. But Ali sort of came at you on Twitter. I know you don't run your account, but were you surprised that the fight with Dan didn't come together?
I was whenever I seen the Ali saying he wanted me to fight his buddy Dan. I figured that Ali guy's like one of them upper level, whatever you call it. He's in the club. And so he's gonna get to pick whatever fight he wants. But I guess it didn't go that way. I'm fighting Bobby Moffett now, which is both of them are tough. So if you ask me who I'd rather fight, I don't even care. They're both tough, so I just needed a fight, and he happened to be calling me out, and so that's why I said I would fight him.
Have you ever met Ali in person? Because it seemed like the way he was coming after you, like he knew who you were or something.
No, I didn't even know who this Ali guy was, and I looked him up, and then I accepted his grappling match, and then I private messaged him. Or my manager did. He sent me the screenshots. He private messaged me on Twitter, and we agreed he's gonna fly me up to New York at Renzo Gracie's gym, and we're gonna throw down. And if I survive 10 minutes with him, he's supposed to give me 10 grand. So yeah, so that's what got my attention. When he was talking all this crap, then he started throwing out money, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do this for real.
Right. Yeah. What happened there with did it end up like did you guys agree to it? Like it seemed like there's no follow up on that, and that you're just taking this fight with Bobby now.
Well, I I got matched up with Bobby Moffett, and then basically just private messaged him and said after this fight, if I'm healthy, it's a 100% for sure go. But he said go ahead and worry about the fight first, and then we'll do this little throwdown later. So we're gonna do this after the fight, and it has nothing to do with anything with the UFC. It's just a man. It's a man versus man. His word. I'm taking his word for it. So I hope he'll come through. If he does, there's honor in that, and if not, then he's a coward. So.
But you're pretty confident it's going to happen, and you're not worried about going to Renzo Gracie's because that's his gym. You're going to his home turf, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm going in, man. I'm going to Renzo Gracie's, going in there, and we're throwing down, man. I'm gonna, give it my best. I think I'll submit him. He's saying, hey, if you survive, you'll get 10 grand. I think not only will I survive, he'll be the one, fighting for air. So we'll see though. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. Let's talk about this fight, though. It's been well documented, the injury you had, since the last time you and I talked after you got your win, the issue with the tool. I don't want to get too graphic here. I don't want to lose my audience here. But how was recovery on that whole situation? And, when were you able to get back to training full time?
Oh, the drill incident?
The drill in your nuts. That's kind of the easiest way to put it.
Man, it took like, I think a week before I could walk around and do stuff outside, and then 2 to 3 weeks before I could train again. I think it was like 2.5 maybe. But after a week, I was back to working outside, doing construction and stuff like that. But the first week I could have, but they said you can't sweat because if you sweat, it will get infected. So, I don't want any of that to happen.
How was dealing with that? Because you're a guy who loves being outdoors. I know you like hunting. I know that you're an outdoors guy. I mean, you're a blue collar guy. Like how difficult was that not getting to do what you love doing? Not even just construction, but just even being able to go outside.
Yeah, I was really happy to get back to work after sitting around for a week doing nothing. So, but MMA is like that too. You get hurt. I'm used to it. Usually it's not something as terrible as this, but I mean, I'm used to getting little knee injuries or ankle injuries or shoulders injuries, and having to take time off, and it was the same feeling. It was a little bit lower. It was lower. I will say that it was way worse because this time something terrible had happened.
Yeah, no, that's brutal. You mentioned work. Does that ramp down a little bit closer to fight time, or do you still work right up until the fight?
Yeah, I'll be working on stuff right up to the fight. It doesn't, um, it don't bother me. I don't. Maybe if I'm cutting weight and I'm extremely dehydrated and tired, then I won't be doing anything but just getting up and working on my roof or moving some dirt or something. That's fun to me. I like doing it.
Still hunting squirrels?
Still hunting squirrels for sure. Till February 28th, this season's open. So
Uh, we talked about this fight being in Nashville. How far away is that from you? How long's the the commute?
Nashville is the closest I've fought to home yet for the UFC, so it's awesome for me to be able to fight in Nashville. It's only about 6 hours from where I'm at, and so I got a lot of buddies coming from, just from all over Arkansas. Really, I got a lot of buddies coming.
How do you feel like you match up against Bobby Moffett? Kind of cool fight from a perspective of you were on the Ultimate Fighter, he was on Contender Series, and now you guys get to square off.
Yeah, and he's fought one of my good buddies and good training partners, TJ Brown. I'm sure you know TJ downtown. I mean, dude's a savage, and he beat TJ on a decision. You could argue either way, but regardless, it was a good fight. He put up a good fight against TJ Brown. I mean, the dude's good. The dude, I'm taking him very serious. I'm sure he's taking me serious, and lots on the line for both of us. But I mean, it's gonna be a throwdown.
Where are you training for this fight, and who are some of your main training partners?
I've been training at West Side. I've been training with TJ Brown. He's down there. Jeremiah Colum. He's down there. Uh, some younger fighters. Zach Thompson. AJ Cunningham. Just a bunch of people around Arkansas. Just anybody really my size. I've been training with.
Okay. And any thought of doing any cross training in the future? We saw Luis Pena, one of your cast members. I know he's down at AKA now. Is that something you'd ever consider doing down the line?
DC invited me to go over there to AKA. He really wanted me to go over, and I told him one of these days I would. I just can't right now. I'm gonna go back to New York one of these days too. Right now I'm just getting so much situated. I got puppies and everything. I got 15 puppies that I'm watching right now. I gotta
Really?
find. Yeah. My dog's got pregnant, so I got 15 puppies, and they're awesome. They're beautiful and everything, but I gotta find good homes for them. I got a few of them gone, and I'm keeping some of them, but still, I'm worried with that. I can't be traveling right now.
Right. Okay. That's crazy. So you're kind of like a Doctor Doolittle here, just trying to watch all the animals.
Yeah, pretty much, and yeah, and also my main gym is in Searcy. It's Barada, but I just got hired to teach a class at Westside just yesterday. So I started working at Westside on Tuesdays and Thursdays now. I do a no-gi class down there. So I teach no-gi Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays I'm at Barada. And so I'm kind of all over the place. Just anywhere there's good training, I'll go that day.
Who's looking after the puppies when you go to the gym?
No, I just leave them. I give them the food and the water and everything. They got heat lamps. They're spoiled, and I put mats up under them so they're not pooping on stuff. They're sleeping on their little mats, and they got their heat lamp. They got their water. I mean, they got everything they need.
It's like a VIP section. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're living VIP right now.
How's the weight cut going? We got a couple weeks from this fight. I imagine that's already started because I know usually when you're off for a while, sometimes you put on some pounds.
Yeah, and man, that was actually my problem. Is I was too small, and I needed to put on weight because I don't know if you noticed my last fight, man. I withered away. I've been working outside a lot, man, and just I couldn't hold weight on. I was digging ditches, and so this fight I've actually been putting on weight, like trying to, and I got a sponsorship at this gym called Rhino. It's in Searcy, and I put on about 14 pounds, so I'm walking around about 160 right now. My last fight, the day of the fight, like a couple hours before I fought, I weighed in at 146. I mean that was, I just said the hell with it. It don't, and I was fast the first two rounds, and I was fine, and then I got dehydrated. So, this fight, I put on weight. I'm gonna drink plenty of water, and I think that I'll do a lot. I was disappointed in myself how bad I looked in that third round of my last fight. So a lot of preparation went into um, just making sure that I'm in good shape.
How do you see this fight playing out on March 23rd?
Uh, I mean, I see me getting a finish, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a finish. I hate the decisions. I hate just as much as the fans hate them. Trust me, I hate them more. You think it's fun to be wondering if you're about to get your hand raised or not. It's not. So I want to go in there and get the finish, and I hate when it goes to the judges, but my last couple fights have. So I'm trying to get a finish, and I'm sure he is too. So it's gonna be crazy.
What's next after this? Not looking past Bobby as an opponent, but I imagine with the time off, you'd like to get in there a little bit sooner if you come out healthy. Is the plan to fight as much as you can to kind of make up for lost time?
Man, that's a good question, and I really won't know until after the fight if something's hurt, and how I feel and how the fight went. just depend. It just depends on so much, but afterwards I could answer that for you.
Well, in the meantime, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great card. It's UFC Nashville coming up here March 23rd. Bryce, always appreciate you taking the time, man. Glad to hear everything's all healed up and you're ready to go. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Dude, thanks so much for having me, man. It's always great being on, and thank you for spreading the word and everything. And my buddy Kidron right now, he's filming a little documentary. He films these for me, but yeah, thank you for your time and my sponsors. I got Rhino Fitness, RDX. They give me gear. I got gloves, shin pads, Platinum Jewelers in Nashville. Uh, in Pleasant Plains, there's this place called Rock and D Farm and Hardware. They hook me up with some tools and stuff. Good solid company. Um, XL Florida Cabot. I got a bunch of sponsors. All Points Transport. They've gone above, even as when I was an amateur. All Points Transport has been sponsoring me. A lot of these people have, so I can't thank them enough. And thank you again, and thank all my gyms, my training partner, my family, my coaches, everything like that. Thank you, brother.